Okay, I have two exciting things to do right now. One of them is in my bag, and the other one, oops, is up there. In a minute, I'm going to do something with my camera that I have never done before, simply because it has not been possible. The technology has not allowed it. But now I can tell you there's a new firmware, and I'm excited. Let's get there. So there are definitely mosquitoes here, but there are also other things. And this is one of the things that I'm really excited about and that I had not expected. Look here. These are feathers from a bird. I don't know what bird it is, but the other day my friend and I, Søren, Don von Gunny on YouTube, the bushcrafter, the Gandalf of bushcrafting. No, sorry. The other day I was walking here with him. We were talking about something completely else, and as usual he was getting distracted about things around him, and then suddenly he said, look, the feathers. And then here on this branch there was like a dead bird, a little one, kind of half eaten, and on the ground up there was a lot of feathers. So we talked a lot about, I wonder what that is, and it looks so fresh, so we must have disturbed the bird right here as it was eating. We were coming down, and the bird could hear us and took off, and then the little thing was left. So I had a game camera, a trail camera in my backpack, and we set this one up. What happened was, later that evening on my phone, let me show you a picture. So that photo here, the sparrowhawk is eating the little chicken or what it was that it took, and I got extremely excited because I've never photographed a sparrowhawk here on my little piece of land. So we went up here with a new trail camera, and then I set up 2 pieces of raw chicken on this stick to see if I could imitate another kill and see if I could attract that sparrowhawk again. Unfortunately, it did not come back, even though I put feathers around here, but I got photos of a martin, a beach martin, coming out here. And that's why I'm super excited, because I have photographed that down at the live stream, but I have never seen it here in the forest. And I think these feathers attracted it, and of course the chicken I put. So what has that to do with me doing something with my camera that I've never done before? I'm going to show you. Let's pack out. This is quite stressing because there are so many mosquitoes, and sun is about to set. I think I have, a few hours with light enough to photograph. The Nikon Z9 just received an update called Auto Capture, and this will let me put up my camera here, leave it here, and depending on the parameters I set up in the camera, it will probably be able to make a photo of that martin or bird or fox or whatever comes on that stick when I now put up some chicken, if it comes when there's light enough. Let's set it up, and then I'm going to tell you a little more about what it's able to do. now it's set up, and I'm extremely excited. I have tried it with my dog Björn and the cat Smeagol, and it works. But I know these are hard conditions. In the evening, they're probably not coming before it's dark. There's one thing I hope for, and that is that when it's getting darker, like when it's getting too far dark for the camera to actually photograph and detect the subject, then it will just not photograph. Because what I was thinking here, I would love a feature, and maybe it's actually coming when the firmware is released or a short time after. At least it's something I want to give feedback on. It would be amazing with a little working time, so that you could say only photograph from this time to that time, or only photograph when, you know, specific criteria are there, like don't photograph when ISO go above this and that. But this is brand new, and if this works, and I think it does, there's so many options here, so many possibilities. And when I said that this has not been possible for me before, it's because I've done this using like motion sensors like cam tractions and stuff like that, and lasers and this, but it always kind of force you to bring a lot of equipment, and you have to think, now I'm going out to do remote triggering, where this firmware in that camera, and probably coming in other cameras as well, it just makes it possible for me when I'm out photographing and I put up my camera, my camp, and then I see a trail and I think, oh, I wonder if something comes there during the night. I can basically put my camera up, maybe with a little plastic bag over, go to sleep, and the next day I'll be able to see what has been there and actually get photos that I can use, or videos, because it also works in video mode. Unlike this one, the game camera, what I get from Z9 and other cameras like mirrorless cameras and stuff, I can use. So I don't know, I'm not super excited when a new camera comes and stuff like that, but things that can gives me photos and video recordings that I otherwise wouldn't have had on my memory card is awesome. Speaking about memory cards, let's just check one thing. I should have done that from home, but yeah, 2 of these guys, it should definitely be enough. Memory cards checked, batteries fully charged. Trail camera is also set up as a reference, so I can see what happens. And now there's one last thing to do, and that is to put the chicken there in the fallen tree with a little nail, and then leave this place to peace. Let's do that. I bent the nails in so that the animal doesn't, if it slips, doesn't get caught or something like that. And then also tomorrow, when hopefully they are eaten, I can remove the nails so they're not sitting here. But I better get packed, and then I'll head home so that this place can have some peace, and then we'll catch up tomorrow when I'm going up here to pick up the camera and see if there is anything on the cards. If there are something, I'm going to be extremely happy and also surprised, because, as I said, light is gone now, and probably this is eaten before tomorrow, but we'll see. I'll take you up here when I empty the cards and look at the camera, I promise. See you tomorrow. Unfortunately, there hasn't been anything this evening, last evening and this morning. This one got me when I left and me when I came up. And when I look at the chicken, I see they have not been touched, only by the flies. I kind of expected that because it was so dark and I just put it up, and therefore I have a plan B that I'm going to execute right now, and then we can have a chat when we get down there to the new location, because now I'm 95% sure that we will have something in front of the camera and we can sit there and have a look how the auto capture works. So let's get down there to do some photography and to have a chat and have a coffee. So now the auto capture is set up. First of all, I'll be able to see if it's able to detect the birds, the most important thing. And then second, I can see how it works when it has to shoot through some vegetation. Just have to hope that there will come some birds, and then I'm excited to see. I'm going to have some coffee. No, I'm going to test like how is it with motion detection and how is it without motion detection, because a lot of the time the birds will maybe look up and they will not move, and that is when I think the without motion detection will work. But yeah. Let's just sit, have a coffee and wait to see what happens. I have to say, I'm happily surprised. Of course, auto capture is supposed to auto capture things, but I did not expect it to work through the grass and stuff like that. Of course, it would take the grass and focus on that every so often, and it will do the same when I'm sitting here because you're shooting through the grass. But just having set up these parameters, like, because the pheasant is not moving that much, it's just putting up its head and it freezes like a stone. I turned off motion detection and just turned on subject detection. And I could see the moment the pheasant came up, the little focus point will take the head and talking about the reason why I put sound on was just so that you could hear when something happens and when it actually took the photos. I feel my camera can now work when I'm resting. This is really nice. But yeah, before I end this video, there's one more thing I would like to use this for, and that's back on the farm. So let's pack and get home. Time to get the camera, or at least the cart. Let's go in and check if we got something. While the computer is making standard previews, I just want to talk a little about this new feature on the Z9, the auto capture feature that I am so excited about. At the end of the video, I'm going to show you the best one we got from this little experiment. I don't think it's going to be brilliant. I need to play much more with a different setting about subject size, motion speed, limit the area that it's looking for the subject in, all that kind of stuff, subject moving directions, that kind of stuff. And I need much more time for that. I can't wait to get done with making this video that you're watching right now, because just after that I'm going back to the forest to set up the Z9 with that branch with the chicken, because I want to capture that beech marten, I think. And I promise I'm going to share that with you in a future video if I get it, and I think I will, because I'm not going to give up on that. I said that now I don't need to bring my contraptions or my, motion sensors and stuff like that. But of course, this is not a replacement of that technology, because where the Z9 needs daylight, or at least light, so it can either detect a motion, it can see a subject and recognize it. To work, the other technologies that we are using, they use infrared and they can work in the night. That means that you can set it up and say, if something crossed this line, regardless what it is, take a photo or start recording the video. Or you can set it up and say, if something within this range of limitation you put, if something is moving there, start recording. And you can do that during the night. And of course you cannot do that with the Z9. So both things, both tools have a room in the photo bag, but the Z9 with the auto capture for me is just a game changer, because I do not need to carry around with all that gear when I just go on a 3-day photo trip or something like that. Now I can have the Z9, as I said, in my bag, and when I'm done photographing, if I'm curious about something, or if I would like to get a wide angle shot of some birds on the shoreline, I can try to set up my camera and do the parameters and then just hope for the best. And it looks like, when I look at these photos, I looked at the camera, but let's just see with the pheasant, a little bird there, the crow, here's the pheasant, look, there, this one. I mean, this is auto capture and it's really sharp. So it does work and it will be able to give me photos and video recordings that I would otherwise not have gotten. I'm going to show you the best photos, and then I'm going to set up the camera in the forest with the chicken and the branch. I promise to share that with you. Thank you so much for watching, and see you out there.